Hello and welcome to this spreadsheet for dog plate design developed by the NavalArc.com. Dog plates are structures which are used to clip down a cargo to prevent it from tipping during transport. A typical dog plate looks like this. It has a cut at the bottom right which helps in clawing to the cargo during transport. To use this Excel sheet, the user has to give some inputs which are in the inputs sheet, and once these inputs are provided, the spreadsheet performs strength check for the dog plate and also for the weld between the dog plate and the deck. Let's take a tour of this Excel sheet. The first sheet is the inputs sheet, in which all the inputs related to the dog plate and the cargo have to be provided by the user. The first input is the allowable stresses of the dog plate and its weld. Next is the cargo geometry, in which the length, width, height, and the weight of the cargo are required. Next inputs are the cargo forces in the transverse, longitudinal, and vertical directions. These forces can be obtained from a motions analysis, or from some empirical formulas like Noble-Denton. The NavalArc.com also has a separate spreadsheet to calculate these forces based on the empirical formulas of Noble-Denton. Next input is the geometry of the dog plate, for which there is an explanatory figure on the right. Once these inputs are provided, the spreadsheet can now calculate the strength in transverse and longitudinal directions. Now we can perform the strength checks on the dog plate. First is the strength check in the transverse direction. The dog plate experiences two types of forces: a transverse force, which is the total transverse fork on cargo divided by the number of dog plates. The other force is the uplift force caused due to overturning moment. Both these forces on the dog plate are calculated. Next, from the geometry of the dog plate we calculate its shear area and section modulus, and use them to calculate the tensile, shear, bending and von Mises stresses on the dog plate. In a similar manner, the stresses on the weld are also calculated. That was the strength check in the transverse direction. In a similar spreadsheet, the strength check in the longitudinal direction is also performed from the longitudinal forces on the cargo and the net overturning moment in the longitudinal direction. With this, the design of the dog plate is complete. This spreadsheet can be used to design a dog plate and size it up for a particular cargo being transported on a vessel. To download the spreadsheet, please visit the NavalArc.com and please write to us at thenavalarc@gmail.com for your feedback. Thank you very much.